Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Amon Green, Green Bay Packers all-time leader in rushing, and you're watching Packers Total Access Live, your daily source for Packer content. Go Pack, go!
What's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. Joined alongside Tim in Green Bay here to talk Packers Steelers. We got the PFF grades we're going to reveal to you guys and gals this evening. Got some good, a little bit of bad, some that's questionable, I guess you could say, according to Christian Watson's father. We'll get into that a little bit, but obviously it's going to be one of those nights where we just kind of dive into the PFF grades, talk about that. Be kind of a short show, probably about 40 minutes, and we'll get everybody out of here, get some rest. I know we stayed up way too late last night, but before we get into everything, if we could, let's do that YouTube stuff. Hit like, hit subscribe. If this is your first time tuning into PTA, welcome. Thank you for making us part of your evening, part of your Victory Monday as it rolls on. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media members here. We're fans just like you talking Packers on the daily. So if you're looking for that type of content, make sure you hit subscribe and click that bell icon so you're notified every time we do go live here in the future. We got Emilio joining us now in Tennessee. And so fun Victory Monday, man. Twitter was straight fire today. I don't know if you guys it was. I mean, there was a lot of trash talking. There was a lot of stats, deep diving analytics that I had no idea about. It's just been an absolutely awesome
receipts galore. Receipts galore, man.
I'm telling you, dude. I am telling you, it's been a blast. So is there anything you guys want to dive into before we get into PFF grades? I know we've all kind of got these different angles that we've seen everything unfold today on Victory Monday after this huge win over the Steelers. Is there anything that's on the forefront of your all's mind? We can go around the horn with it real quick.
Yeah, we gotta shout out Papa Scoot for laying the thunder on the PFF grading system today. If you're not following Tazim on X, you definitely want to give him a look and a follow. He's calling it like he sees it. We'll just put it that way. I can't wait to break down some of these grades, especially Christian Watson's. That was much to the chagrin of a lot of Packer fans. Blocking grades seemed a little bit low, but I'm sure we'll get to that.
You know, that's just a dagger to the heart for me, Tim. But
oh yeah, I know you don't want to hear that, right?
We'll figure it out, right? We can get that adjusted. But I'm just super happy we got that W. Like I said, my dad went to that Cowboys Broncos game. They didn't end up pulling that one out, but at least we got the monkey of Aaron Rodgers off the back, and we got that dub, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, dude. Again, man, this has been one of the most enjoyable games that I've experienced as a Packer fan in quite some time. All day long, it was just a blast. It was. And I noticed, I don't know about you guys, but I had no Lions fans, no Bears fans, no Vikings fans in the mix. It got quiet, Amelia, real quiet. So it's funny, winning solves everything, right? That's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I had several videos I was going to put together earlier. I just didn't get around to it because I've been diving into the tape. I've made 2 passes through now of every snap. Stephen A. Smith wasn't too impressed with the win. I was going to do a video on it. You also had on the McAfee show, they were bragging on Tucker Kraft. Everybody's excited about Tucker Kraft, man. I don't know if you guys seen that video of him headbutting Sean Ryan with no helmet on. I just love that, dude. Absolutely love it.
I clipped that replacements one where Bateman comes over and just knocks out the kicker, two slaps and a punch. I mean, that's basically it.
Yeah, and then Colin Cowherd, complete 180. He's like, hey, guys, I've been telling you, Jordan Love's the real deal. All of a sudden he's on board. And then there's a little bit of a tweet that went out to cornerback competition. I think it was Matt Schneidman talking about that Matt mentioned. He basically openly said, yeah, there's a competition. And it's not just Valentine versus Hobbs. Keyshawn Nixon's in there too. So they're really starting to compete. To me, if you read between the lines, I think you're going to see Carrington Valentine until he proves he cannot be the guy. And I'm really, really excited about that. So, all right, let's get into it, man. So let's start off with the team grades. I thought this was cool. The Packers are now grading out as the 4th highest graded team in the National Football League with an 86.9 overall PFF grade. Their offensive grades is 75.2. Their defensive grades an 82.0. And I want to say, let's just sort it real quick before we get into the individual players. They get the Packers as the 9th best offense at a 75.5. And then on defense, they have the Packers as the third best team at an 82.0. You love to see that. So any thoughts on that, Emilio, before we jump into the players?
Top 3. That's 4 better than where I got Jacob to get the tat. So, I mean, we are in business now. If we're top 3, we are cooking. And the only loss is to the number 1 ranked defense. I know it wasn't a great game with the Browns, but again, you got to keep that in perspective. Still the best defense in the league, and we beat the second best defense, at a different time in the season. But all those little things are going to add up at the end of the year.
Yeah, no doubt. Tim, anything you want to see or any comment you want to make on the overall team grades here? We could sort it by any column.
Defensively, I'm proud of those boys. You guys know that's my forte. I hang out by that fence every year at camp and watch the defensive line do the work. And you got to give a big shout out to Coach Covington, man. Things have changed since he came here and kind of took the helm. And then, Coach Ogobasi doing a great job. And of course the Ball King. So big shout out to our defense. That will win you a championship. It will make you competitive enough to win a championship. I think our offense is just now finding its gear. I think we found them yesterday, and hopefully we build on that, get a couple dubs here at home. We're home for a couple of weeks, so I think the offense will, start to cruise too. And if we're top 5 offense, top 5 defense, there's a chance Lombardi's coming home this year. So a lot to be excited about.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Holmes MD1 becoming a member here on YouTube. Appreciate you, Holmes. The big thing too, Tim, when you look at that defense and how they grade out with that 82, they're green across the board. The strength of the defense, obviously the pass rush at an 82.8, and then the coverage grade 81.3. It's just wild to me because there's still fans that think these DBs are bad, and I just don't see it that way, man.
I feel like it's been like you could count them on your hands how many times we kind of got burned, and you're probably maxing out at 9 or 10. But it was just a couple of big plays, and most of them ended up in touchdowns or points right after that big play happened. So, all right, fine. We gave up, we're number 1 in explosive plays given up too still, I think, as well on defense. So it's like we're getting hit with a couple of them. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not that bad. We are in good shape right now.
Definitely. All right, let's start with the game grades here, if you will. Obviously, the Packers get the 35-25 victory over the Steelers on Sunday Night Football. Overall grade for the game, 77.9. That's our third highest graded game so far overall. A 79.7 on offense. That is our second highest grade on the season. Passing grade of 79.5. That's our second highest graded passing game of the season. Pass blocking was a 61. Receiving grade, 80.8. That's our second highest graded receiving grade of the year. The run grade is what really, really struggled, 49.4 according to PFF. And then run blocking, however, 78.1. It's like you can never put those two together. Either the run blocking is bad and the run grade's good, or the run grade is bad and the run blocking is good. It's funny how that always works. And then on defense, 69.8, run defense 55.8, tackle grade of 77.7, pass rush grade of 65.9, coverage 71.9, and then special teams grade of 76.6. That was our highest graded special teams grade of the year. And again, we kind of talked about it going into the postgame show last night. We were like, hey, I think I asked you, Tim, I was like, man, is it just me or did it feel like the kick coverage was really good tonight? And it seems like PFF agreed there with special teams. So.
Yeah, that was noticeable. So, we're making a step forward in one respect as far as special teams. But yeah, we need to get this returning situation figured out, get some consistency back there, I think. But coverage looked good for sure.
Yeah, and that's with 2 misses.
Yep.
No doubt. All right, let's jump into it, boys. The offensive PFF grade is going to try to get it to where it's a little easier for you all to read. So at the top of the list, no surprise here, Tucker Kraft, 93.6. I'm almost positive that's his highest grade of his entire young career here. 59 snaps played in the passing game, a 91.6. Run blocking grade for Tucker Kraft, 83.5. 83.5 for Tucker. So now when you dive into Tucker's grades on the year, 63, 86, 47, 68, 59, 65, 93. So twice this year he's graded out elite. And his PFF grade is now up to a 77.6. I think I looked it up earlier. I've closed that window out since then. But Tucker Kraft, man, I want to say he's top 5 now in PFF grade. He's definitely top 10 in PFF grade for tight ends. Just a dominant performance last night. Absolutely took that game over. I got some other stats we'll dive into, but what do you guys got to add there to Tucker Kraft's performance last night?
Best guy around, best tight end in the NFL. He's proven it. He shifted gears here these last couple of weeks. And like I said, I hope he continues to build on it. But it's nice to see PFF giving him some love on the run blocking, because we know he run blocks with the best of them. And I don't think the grade's been very friendly to him the past couple of weeks. But, dude, he just balled out of control in that game yesterday. It was just so fun to watch. So I'm loving the 93 grade. We'll take it, man. Hopefully he puts a couple more of those games together, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so excited that we have a number one tight end, somebody that we can kind of hang our hat on, and he's young too, right? He's 24, going to be 25 here, and we've got a C on his chest already. It's going to be an anchor that we're going to be able to bank on and count on. You can run to his side. You'd be able to trust him. Obviously, his run blocking hadn't been perfect through his career, but getting better. I know we talked about it in the offseason. He just wants to get better. One thing every year and keep grinding. And I've seen it, it's cool.
Yeah, definitely. Now let's match up some stats here. I won't put them on the screen, but tight ends in the NFL, okay? Yardage, the leader is Tyler Warren with 492 receiving yards. Tucker Kraft is second with 469. Here's what's crazy. Games played, Ty Warren has played 8 games this year. Tucker Kraft has played 1 less game at 7. So obviously, once he plays his 8th game in Ty Warren, and whenever they get their bye, whenever that is, Tucker Kraft should pass him up. So essentially, Tucker Kraft's leading the National Football League in receiving yards amongst tight ends. When you go to touchdowns, he's second, only behind Dallas Goedert. Okay, so he's tied with Jake Ferguson with 6 touchdowns on the year. Dallas Goedert has 7 touchdowns so far. When you go to yards per reception, Tucker Kraft is leading the NFL in yards per reception at 15.6 yards per catch. All right. And then the other cool thing, yak over expected. Tucker Kraft is sitting at a plus 110 yak over expected. The closest person to him is Rondé Gatson with 54. So he has doubled the second closest tight end in the NFL in terms of yak over expected. He is the yak god, no doubt about it. So pretty cool, man. When you go to just overall yak yardage, the closest one to him is Ty Warren at 305. Tucker Kraft is sitting at 346 yak yards. So again, 469 yards receiving, and 346 of those yards are yards after the catch. Absolutely wild stat there, man. So Tucker Kraft doing big things, man.
His overall grade, Clay, I looked it up. If you took out anybody with less than 4 games played, he'd be top 7. He would be number 7, top 7 in overall PFF grade.
So again, when you kind of cross-check all these measurements, what you're seeing is Tucker Kraft is top 3 in pretty much every important statistical category, and then he's top 7 in PFF grade. Ladies and gentlemen, Tucker Kraft is officially a top 5 tight end. I make the argument he's top 3.
He has a top 3 receiving grade. He's only behind Brandon Bates and Rondé Gatson. And Brandon Bates played 3 games, Gatson played 6. So technically, if we're playing 7+ games, he would be the number 1 receiving grade tight end.
And as Drew D said here, playing fundamentally sound, only 1 penalty all year, if he's talking about Tucker there. So that's wild, right? Yeah, just 1 penalty is right there on the screen. So pretty cool.
Love it.
All right, next player. I love to see this. Only 29 snaps, but still, Jordan Morgan, an 83.5 with an 84 pass blocking grade, a 78.4 run blocking grade. So Jordan Morgan with his best game of his career so far. So this year, 73, 41, 40, 67, 69, 34, 83. So now you're seeing a new ceiling here for Jordan Morgan, playing really, really good football. And his PFF grade is now up to a 52.7. Just want to see him continue to build off of that. Keep grading out in the 60s or higher, right, is what you're looking for, a little more consistency. He has committed 4 penalties, but it's worth mentioning that he has not committed a penalty in the last 3 games. If you removed his week 3 performance against Cleveland, he would have only had 1 penalty up to this point. So 3, obviously they kind of come in bunches sometimes. So right. Jordan Morgan with a great game there.
he's proven me wrong every day, right? I always said he can't play on the right side, and he's been looking pretty solid on the right side, man. So,
Yep.
And with the, rotating cast of characters that we have to move in and out on that line, it's good to have versatile guys like that. So, I mean, you got to tip your cap to Jordan Morgan, man, a pure left tackle that's, playing right guard, and he's doing it at a high level, at least, like you said, Clayton, the last month, really.
Yeah, I'm not going to let you take all the credit, Tim, for being wrong on that right side thing. I was right there with you, my man. So we were both wrong on that. Go ahead, Million.
No, I was saying same on that as well. We were all kind of there on that left side, but I'm glad that at least he's showing up even when he's getting half the snaps, right? And again, if maybe when he's getting the full games, there's something not clicking yet, fine. But super happy that a first round pick that everyone was complaining about in the moment. You don't hear those complaints as much.
Yeah. Up next, Jordan Love, 81.2 with the 79.5 passing grade. Great day, obviously. And Jordan Love is just continuing to stack solid performances. His PFF grades on the year, 76, 86, 59, 78, 73, 53, 81. So his PFF grade is officially an 81.5 now. So when you look at his career, starting in 2021, a 36, 78, 83, 75, 81. That 81 creeping up on that 2023 performance where he was literally the best quarterback in the NFL in the second half of the season. So it seems like we're getting that ceiling version of Jordan Love. Obviously, you got any kind of rankings on him there, Emilio?
I do. Top 7 in passing pass grade at PFF. He would be behind Sam Darnold, Matthew Stafford, Dak Prescott, Drake May, Herbert, Davis Mills. He doesn't count, so we would be putting him at 6. So Jordan Love would be top 6 in passing grade, and that would put him at top 9 in overall offensive grade for quarterbacks. I mean, he's having a year. I mean, it was last year they were saying CJ Stroud's the best quarterback, and he's so much better than Jordan Love, and they never talked about him. Got to start, mentioning the man's name.
He's a grown-ass man now. And
that's right. Exactly. So when you look at the stats, let's cross-check them. Again, where would you put him, Emilio? What would you say?
They had him 9 overall passing grade, or an overall offensive grade, and number 6 overall for passing grade.
So 7 to 8 range, something like that, probably, right? Okay, so when we look at the statistics, passing yards, Jordan Love is sitting in the number 9 spot at 1,798. Keep in mind that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players that are above him have played in 1 extra game. So with his, weekly average, I think it's safe to say 230 yards probably on average, right? Something like that. If you were to tack that on, he would be probably right around the number 6 spot. So essentially he's a top 6 in passing yards in that regard. When you go to touchdowns, passing touchdowns, Jordan is currently sitting tied for 11th. However, in terms of players who have had more games than him, 1 more game, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the 11 have played in 1 extra game than him. That's and it is also worth mentioning 13 passing touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. So in terms of quarterbacks who have 2 interceptions or less with more touchdowns than Jordan, you've only got 1, 2, 3, only 3 quarterbacks with a better touchdown to interception ratio than Jordan Love. So absolutely awesome.
He is top. He's a little bit past top 5, but he's not past top 10. I think he's sitting right there in the breadbasket as it starts. As the end of the season starts heating up, I think he's going to crawl his way up those top 5 numbers.
Yeah, and in terms of passer rating, he is currently sitting 4th in the league. In yards per pass attempt, he is 4th as well. Completion percentage, he is currently 4th. All right, so you're getting a little bit of a theme here, right? Passing EPA, Jordan is 3rd.
So I was wrong. He's already 5.
Yeah, EPA per drop back, he's 2nd, only behind Daniel Jones. So, yeah, I think it's safe to say Jordan is top 5, borderline top 3 quarterback in the league right now. Absolutely awesome. Tim, does this catch you by surprise, sir?
No, I'm not shocked at all. You know what I am shocked at is an 81 grade from PFF. Boo, terrible grade. Boo. Shout out to the chat too. I think Chris is in here, and a lot of people are feeling like he should have been pushing 90s. You know, the way he was playing. But yeah, man, we're seeing the growth, and we're seeing it really kind of all come together, man. Jordan's putting it all together right now. You know, Mr. Collinsworth had a comment last night, said that he feels like the game is slowing down for him a little bit. I think that's valid. That's a valid assessment. We talked about him getting better with his checks and things at the line, and just, you know, getting the guys huddled up, getting out of the huddle with enough time, you know, to diagnose things. So I'm just really proud of just the development that Jordan's had. And, you know, PFF needs to be nice. They're going to have no choice because he's going to keep stringing performances like this together. And they're going to have to give him some love there.
Yeah. Zach Tom continues to be Zach Tom. Played 63 snaps yesterday, 80.9 offensive grade, 57.4 pass blocking grade. That seemed a little off to me because he didn't give up a sack all day long, right? However, run blocking grade, 94.8. So he must have been doing some work in the run blocking grade. He did have a penalty. Maybe that hurts his pass blocking grade, I suppose. But on the year, Zach Tom, once again, he's sitting at an 80.9. And, of course, his career grade, 68, 79, 85. And then this year, he's sitting at an 80.9, battling an oblique injury as well. So Zach Tom just dominant. Anything you want to add there?
He missed one snap. Yeah. Thank you, Tim. In fact that he only missed one snap after whatever I know he got stepped on, and that you don't love that. That's terrible. But it seemed like he was out for 3 plays, but Kennard got in there and then out.
Yeah. And then Christian Watson. Guys, first action he's seen since he tore that ACL. 79.6 in the passing game. In the passing game, I don't know if that was applause or somebody was crumpling up a bag of potato chips. 79.5 in the passing game, and this is what Papa Scoot was pissed about. 59.3 run blocking grade.
That's ridiculous.
I've been trying to tell him.
That's ridiculous.
It's nuts, man. I don't understand what they seen. And again, maybe that was the Uber driver that had the responsibilities of grading the run blocking. I don't know.
Right. But are they counting his blocking downfield? They're probably not counting his blocking downfield on a pass play or something. But I mean, the man is not afraid to stick his nose in there, and that's what I've always loved about him.
Yeah. And then when you look at his overall grades throughout his career, Tim, 77, 68, 70, and this year, obviously just one game, but a 79.6. I mean, you can't get much more consistent than that. All we're looking for now is to just go ahead and crack into the 80s, Christian. It's time, man. Let's do it.
They're gonna let him do it too. I never felt so good about being wrong again when I thought he was going to be on a lower snap count yesterday. And
same.
They're just, you know, it's like, hey, you get the car worked on, right? You got that fancy sports car. You know, it's been off the road for a while. You know, you tested it out. Everything's good, man. You got to open that baby up, let her ride, you know. So I think they're taking that approach with Scoot because really, I mean, we saw what his rehab was like. You know, he was doing a lot of things way ahead of schedule throughout a rehab process. So to see him just, you know, get an opportunity to just go out there and cut it loose again is it's a great thing, and not a bad first performance in almost a year. I'll take that all day, and we can build on that for sure.
Yeah, as Turk McGirt said here too, Watson sealed the edge on JJ's rushing touchdown. Completely agree.
Is that not a run block?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know some people were saying it was a block in the back. I can kind of see the argument there, but the defender did give his back to him, and like you could tell he kind of got faked out inside and went inside. So it's kind of hard to throw a block in the back penalty when a defender runs away from the guy who's trying to block him. You know what I mean? It's a little bit different than him running up on him from behind and hitting him in the back. So nonetheless, though, I'm with you, man. That was a nice little seal there off the edge. Already seeing big returns there on Christian Watson's performance. Next, Malik Heath, 21 snaps, 78.0, 77.2 in the passing game. Absolutely awesome seeing Malik Heath out there. We were talking about maybe take the over on him, right, because we didn't know how many snaps Christian would play. Malik Heath just continues to make the best of his opportunities, man. It's absolutely wild what he's done.
DAWG, dog. Love us some Malik Heath, man.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure we've got his rights for a couple more years too, in terms of like exclusive rights or restricted free agency or something. So we're good to go there. Next on the list,
5 for 5 on the year for catches.
Yeah, I'm telling you, dude. Like he just every opportunity he's given, he takes advantage of it. Whether it's in the blocking game or like you said,
I thought it was a 3-yard gain on that one. He got that little, was it a bubble or whatever on the short side of the field? I thought it was 3-yard. Dude gained like 14 yards. I was like, okay, Malik, let's go.
Yep. And I had to pass up on it on Chalk Talk because we had so many plays.
No,
I wanted to put it in there so bad, man, so bad. But, so Malik Heath continuing to do great things. What's he looking like on his career? Let's just take a quick gander. So this season, 54, 91, 46, 71, 55, 50, and 78. So he's a 68.4 on the year. His career grades 60, 62, 68. Steady improvement, man, the whole way. Absolutely awesome. He's a dog. All right, next you got Romeo Dobbs, 51 snaps, 75.2 with the 74.2 receiving grade, essentially. So Dobby just continues to be consistent on the year, 74, 64, 51, 62, 72, 65, 75 for a grade of 69.7. And then on his career, 62, 73, 69, 69. So you're just going to get a steady Eddie football player, Romeo, no doubt, man. This one I know Drew, I think it was Drew D in the chat was excited about. Savion Williams, 72.5 off 12 snaps, right? And obviously had the touchdown catch, that one grab there. When you look at what he's done so far, this is his best grade of the season as well. Other than this game, he had 11 snaps in week 2 for a 70.4, so this 72.5. He's on the cusp of breaking into that 60 mark we talked about. He's at 59.5 currently. Savion Williams off to a good little start here. You can see he's ramping up, and it's like things are getting more comfortable for him as well. We talked about Aaron Banks. Needs to get healthy, right? He's been kind of like Nate Hobbs behind the 8 ball a little bit, battling injuries through camp and all that. Yesterday, pretty good performance. 69.9, 70 pass block grade, 66 run block grade. So he's starting to put it together. Sean Ryan on the day, 65 PFF grade. Elton Jenkins is 64. Rasheed Walker continuing to struggle compared to how he's played in the past, a 61.2. So you'd like to see that a little bit higher there as well. So
we got any update on him at all? Because he went out, didn't he?
She did?
Yeah.
Walker. Oh, I didn't even know.
Yeah, he missed 3 snaps, but I remember Tim.
Did he come back? I'm not sure if he came back, though. I don't know.
Because Belton got 3 snaps, so I don't think he did.
Okay. Played 61 total snaps, so it must have happened at the very end, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think it was towards the end of the game. Hopefully he's all right.
Got it. And the big thing that sticks out here is Josh Jacobs, 45.2. Obviously, we couldn't get anything going with Josh Jacobs in the run game. Emmanuel Wilson came in and had a lot more success. However, they graded him a 45.4 as well. When you see this and you see the grade, the run grades of 58.7 and 45.9, you think, okay, they were the reason the run game didn't get going. I didn't feel like that last night, though. Did you? I felt like they just did a good job clogging the lanes. I don't remember one snap where I was like, man, he really missed the gap there. He missed the hole there. Do you guys agree with that, or did I miss something?
I agree with that 100%. I feel like that was a schematic nightmare for our O-line there at times with the way Pittsburgh was playing their defense. And we talked about how they didn't start lightening up the box until we did put Wilson in the game, and that's where we took our chances running the football. I don't know. It could be a reputation thing. I mean, it's Josh Jacobs. That's not your average running back, so they were willing to dedicate personnel to not getting gashed by one of the best in the business. So I think that's really what explains it. I would agree with your assessment, Clay.
Yeah, I think they had us kind of boxed up pretty well. Hat count and stuff. I think that's why we wanted to go outside so much. I mean, you saw those bubbles work because you have the hat count on the outside. You saw the RPO look like the RPO flat to Tucker that got us in. What was it, the 4th down play or whatever? That was wide open because you're stacking the box and you don't have the hat count over there. Dude's off the line 7 yards. So those things, it's a give and take. Jordan Love had a killer game because, not because the run game couldn't get going, but because, they were maybe sending extra guys there, or, they were buzzing down all that stuff. And it just opened it up for Jay Love, which isn't a problem. I think that those grades are a little rough. They stuck their nose in there a few times on a couple of his pass plays and held up long enough to let him spin it. But
all right.
That's a testament to Matt for making those adjustments, right? Because we've seen it before where you wait a little too long before you change it up, and it's too late. You know,
Yeah.
we were able to manufacture some offense there, even when we were struggling to run the ball.
Right.
Definitely. All right, that's going to do.
That was the other thing, Clay. Everybody was saying, you know, that they were sorry, right? You know, about Matt LaFleur's play calling. Everybody was, they were a little backed up off that.
Yeah.
They're kind of quiet today now.
It's funny. There's still a couple grouches though that I've noticed them just making little snide comments. Well, Love would have broke 400 yards if Matt LaFleur would have called this play. That I'm going,
boy.
you boys y'all have lost your minds.
They call it perfect. Yeah, they call it perfect game in Madden all the time.
Exactly.
With the sliders set at rookie. Yeah, for sure.
Yes, that's Jacob's trick of the trade. So that's going to do it for the offensive PFF grades. If you're watching this video back later and not on the live stream, let us know in the comments what you think about how these grades fell into place here for the Packers offense against the Steelers in Week 8. Also, make sure you hit subscribe and click that bell icon so you're notified when we go live here in the future. All right, let's move along, guys. Let's get into the defensive grades. If I can get this pulled back up and I mess myself up. Here we go. All right. Defensively, boy, oh boy, how the turntables have turned. Look at this. Rashawn Gary, 83.2 on the day with a 77 pass rush grade, a 74 tackle grade, and a run defense grade of 70.2. So Rashawn Gary, just a dominant performance with the bright lights on. So on the year, by the week, 63, 60, 72, 71, 68, 63, and then the 83. He's now up to a 74.6. So on his career now, Rashawn Gary, 55, 68, 89, 82, 79, 73, 74. So he's starting to trend back towards that upper 70s, lower 80s, according to PFF. And, of course, I'm going to pull up some stats here and read them off to you guys in terms of what he's doing on the year statistically. Got anything on him, Emilio? Tim, anything at all?
Yeah, put some spec on Bang Gary's name, man. And say it again. Say it louder for the haters in the back. Put some respect on his name.
Mm-hmm. Like they said, get the crusties out your eyes. I don't know what you're seeing.
Yeah.
But
him.
But look at it. I mean, look at those season grades real quick. His tackling, he had a little fluctuation there in 22 to 24, but coming back on his tackling and his pass rush, if that gets back down to that 21, 22 level, it's over. I mean, the dude's mid-80s and we're flying by. Why would his pass rush be getting better? Because he's still here, and we have Mr. Number One on the other side. It's like everybody, we need
eating in the run too. Look at his run defensive
Yes.
grades progression. I mean, Rashawn, it's true. That's the impact of having Micah out there. Really, it's going to let your other beasts play even better and frees a lot up for him. It was so good to see Rashawn have that performance last night.
He's so strong one-on-one, Tim. The dude can just push an offensive tackle like 6 yards back, no problem, and then just straight arm him and get out. Like if he is free to do his own work, it could be a long season. Like we've talked about, I think we could see double-digit sacks for two players. Absolutely.
I think a lot of that was what Coach Covington was working on with him in those one-on-ones we saw during camp was hand placement and foot placement, knowing when to strike, where to hit, how to get off, use that power and your speed to your advantage, but, be very technical with where you're putting your hands. And we're seeing it translate to the field, man. He's just roasting these guys left and right.
Tim, when you said that last night, that reminded me when you put that video up of they hit the dummy, slam the dummy, and then you're swatting, and you got the other dude coming to pick it up. I mean, I know it happened last game or when he picked it up last game, but dude, it's like all of those little things, all that repetition practice, it does come into play in the game.
For sure. And I'm sure they're still stressing that throughout the season, right? They're going to be at practice tomorrow stressing the same thing probably.
Now let's cross-check Rashawn Gary's statistics. We've talked about PFF, right? Sacks-wise, he is currently 5th in the NFL in sacks with 7.5, all right? And then on run stops, if we were to go D-line only, qualified defenders only, and sort it by stops, run stops, Rashawn Gary is currently 15th. Actually, no, he is tied for 11th in run stops amongst all defensive linemen. So you see the run stops have taken a slight step back because he led the league last year in run stops for edge defenders, not just, obviously this includes defensive tackles. So it's kind of hard to, on NFL Pro, you can't just say edge. They group them all together. So he's probably top 5, maybe top 8 in run stops amongst edge defenders. But again, 5th in sacks this year with 12.3, I think it is. Let me double check that. 12.1% quarterback pressure rate as well. So Rashawn Gary having a solid season, no doubt about it. All right, moving along. Kingsley Enagbare, we talked about it last night on the postgame show. It just seemed like he flashed big time. 80.9 on 29 snaps. And run defense grade 74, tackle grade of 73, had a pass rush grade of 62. But again, he really, really did flash in the run defense there. He was he was in the backfield so quick last night. It was awesome.
Back-to-back huge plays, too, from him on a series that was just vital for helping us get off the field. So big shout-out to J.J. Enagbare.
We still want to keep him, right? Because I'm all for keeping Kingsley. I know that there was talk about moving him and stuff, right?
I want to keep him throughout this year. I just don't know how you can pay him. I think he's created enough buzz that when he hits the market, Emilio, he's probably going to process out of it because I think we want to go with LVN with an extension, I would imagine. So I'm with you though. I mean, if we could get him for a cheap deal, I think if he hits the open market, man, Enagbare is going to.
Would we get a compensation for that?
What's that?
Would we get a comp pick for him?
It just depends. It all kind of we would be eligible for a comp.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
because he was a draft.
Yeah, I would rather keep him. Let's not move him on the trade deadline because again, you see injuries are going to happen. We need backups.
Absolutely, and I mean you look at these grades. I mean he's about as good as any backup in the league for sure, man. He's grading out now a 71 on the year, so you see it's his best year to date. 61, 62, 56, and now this year a 71. And he's played quite a few snaps, 146 snaps up to this point. So it's not like a small sample size either. So, J.J. Enagbare off to a good start. Next, Edgerrin Cooper, 80.8. His coverage grade, 88.9. Elite PFF grade. Tackle grade 79.5, pass rush grade of 70.8. So this is a nice change of pace. He's been a little up and down, but you're still seeing a lot more good than bad. Really, he's only had 2 bad games, I guess you could say. Week 2, 57.3. Week 7, 49.8. But again, on the season, 74.7 PFF grade. Last year, he graded out an elite 85.6. So this year, he's sitting at 74.7. The coverage grade has improved this year. And it does kind of feel like they're utilizing him a little more in coverage this year than they did last year. I don't know you guys may disagree with that, but Edgerrin Cooper, how are we feeling about him so far?
Feeling great, man. This is what the great players do, right? They bounce back after a down performance, right? He didn't look terrible last week, but it wasn't his best game. And he comes out, grades in the 80s, in the biggest game of the year up to this point, prime time. And I agree with the statement that it does seem like we're seeing 56 running down the field in coverage a lot more. And I think that might just be, something that, Jeff Hafley and his scheme is asking these linebackers to do, that you've got to be able to cover. And, we're obviously going to use Coop a little bit more because he's got that, the speed and the youth and the agility that comes with being a young player. But we've seen Zay McDuffie have to run out there and cover, and he's been pleasantly surprising in coverage this year, in my opinion. So it is awesome, though, to see Edge Coop doing his thing as a pass defender. We got to see a little bit of that last night, for sure.
Second, Tim, and these were the other 2 points that I was going to say. Joe Patko, he's a dog, truth, and too old for this. I was so hyped when I thought he caught it. That's speaking to his coverage there. Dude broke on that out route. I mean, he read Rodgers and broke on that. He was, 2 inches away, game of inches, obviously, but it's awesome to see that that speed and response time is also there in coverage on zone options and stuff like that. When he's covering an area, can you get to it? You saw him, drop in coverage a few times. He's really stepping up this year. And 74 being a bad grade. Are we mad at that? Right? It's for a second-year guy. Come on now.
Yeah. And he's going to get that pick. It's coming. I remember we were having that conversation about Quay Walker. When Quay had so many that were so close, and then he ends up getting one and he ends up housing it. You guys remember that one? So I could totally see that in the cards for Edge Coop here in the near future. Maybe even this weekend against the Panthers at home. Let's go.
So let's cross-check here with some statistics on NFL Pro. You guys know what a hustle stop is, right? A hustle stop, if you're not aware, defensive stop where the player covers 20 yards or more in play distance from snap to tackle. So it can be diagonally, it can be straight to the ball, it could be just in any direction. You covered 20 yards or more than 20 yards, essentially is what it means, to make the stop, which means it results in a loss for the offense. Essentially, that's determined by EPA, so a negative EPA, if you will, right? He is tied for third in the NFL for third most hustle stops. Again, 20 yards, more than 20 yards covered to the stop, with 10 on the year now. The only players that have more than him, D. Winters and Carson Swisinger. D. Winters has 13. Swisinger has 11. So Adrian Cooper, 29 total stops on the year. Of course, he's got the half sack, and I'm going to see if we have his passer rating. Let's see where he stacks up amongst linebackers in terms of passer rating allowed. I'm wondering how he ranks there because, again, they're showing a pretty good coverage grade, right? But I want to say he's down a little bit on the list. Yeah, so he's outside of the top 35 in terms of passer rating when targeted. So struggled a little bit there, but the hustle stops has definitely been his strength this year. So pretty cool stuff there with Adrian Cooper. All right, moving along. You've got Xavier McKinney. There's the McKinney we know and love, right? 72.1 run defense grade, 76, 83.7 tackle grade, 64 coverage grade. So McKinney improving on the year here as well. I think I looked this up earlier. In terms of passer rating when targeted amongst all DBs, he was right up there toward the top. Let me see if we can find him here. Xavier McKinney, this includes cornerbacks and safeties across the entire NFL. McKinney has a 33.1 passer rating when targeted. That's third best in the league right now. So you look at the PFF grades sometimes and you think, McKinney's having a down year, right? He's sitting at a 70.2, which is still a good grade. However, third best in the league in passer rating when targeted.
Crazy.
Xavier McKinney is back. Let's go.
Yeah. I'm happy. And he's sticking his nose in there. He's making big tackles. He's setting the tone. And I love how he's not afraid. Like, yeah, you think of free safety, whatever, that he's not a big hitter or anything like that. Dude wants to be by the line of scrimmage all the time. And he's good at it too. That's the other thing. We got speed down there. He's got good hands. Smart dude.
Yep. Tyron Hopper, one snap, Tim, but a 71
one PBU.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? Right.
So that's what you got to do when you're trying to earn your way into the rotation, right?
Let me tell you that. Tim, all coverage grades in PFF right now, Tyron Hopper, 28th with a 77.4. That's with everybody. Hey, we'll take it. You know who's 20th? Mr. Adrian Cooper at a 79.3. The only other one next to them, Mr. Carrington Valentine with a 76.1, 37th.
Hey, this gets me more excited than any of the grades we've covered. Javon Bullard, right? 67.8 coverage grade, a 69 defensive grade, tackle grade. I expected 81.
Yeah, that don't surprise me, right? 81.7. That's not surprising on the tackle grade. We know Bullard's a total beast,
dude.
Coverage is getting better. Seems like every week. Now check this out. Here are his weekly grades: 44, 61, 47, 58. Now the last three games, 71, 73, 69. So he's up to a 61.2 now. That's the jump we're looking for. He is making that second year jump. We wanted to see him continue to build off of it. I'm telling you, he's going to get an interception soon. The way he bites underneath on some of these routes, I thought last night might be the night to get it, but you guys know Rodgers is so damn good at protecting the football. But Bullard taking a step in the right direction for sure.
Bull almost punched one out last night too, I think, when he was wrapping up. He's always playing the ball aggressively, but man, that coverage grade stepping up like this was we didn't have that on our bingo card that quick. I don't think he's really turned that around. I mean, we were talking about that being an issue even during preseason, and now to be at this point in the regular season and to see the way he's playing defense in the slot is it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love Bull. I'm so happy for him. I'm glad that this is starting to look up for him, and they're getting a little bit of respect for him. He's starting to get used to sort of fitting in there. Yeah, they put him, they have him at strong safety or whatever on PFF, but I think that they've kept him really in one spot this year, let him hammer down on what he wants to do, know his spots, know where he needs to get to, and it's helped out immensely.
Yeah, definitely. Next on the list, Devontae Wyatt, guys, returned 34 snaps. That gets me freaking jacked up. 68.5 PFF grade, 68.7 tackle grade, 63 run defense grade, and a 58 pass rush grade. So, again, 68.5 first action back since getting hurt there earlier in the year. Love to see that. Devontae Wyatt's going to be just fine. I think you'll see those numbers increase next week, most likely. So, Next, you got Carl Brooks playing 37 snaps, a 68.4. What's Carl up to now, man? Looky here, 58.8. So he's creeping up on 60. His last 2 games, 70 and a 68. Seems like things are starting to click for Carl Brooks right now for the Packers. So that's exciting. Who's next? Evan Williams, 64.8. Nate Hobbs, only 4 snaps, but a 63.8. Carrington Valentine got a 63.8 with a 67.2 coverage grade. And now on the year, Carrington Valentine, a 72.1. He's now played 238 snaps. So, again, man, just steady, solid play. I hope they keep him out there. I want to see him play over Hobbs. No offense to Hobbs, nothing personal there. I just want to see what we got in Carrington because Hobbs is struggling. And maybe this will give Hobbs a little bit more time to grab a hold of the defense a little bit more because we've seen him blowing coverages, right? We've seen him playing out of place, improper leverage, all those things. But I'm feeling pretty good about Carrington, man. I don't know how you guys feel. He's gotten better every year, 57, 65, and now 72 this year.
79.7 tackle grade last night, too. Carrington is like severely underrated as a tackler for a player his size and in his position. And if he puts it together consistently going forward with more reps, he's going to be really fun to watch, man. The sky's the limit for CV. You guys know I've been the maybe not the president, but the vice president of the CV fan club during the off-season program and all the way up to this point. I mean, week 8, he finally gets a big bulk of the snaps, and I think he played a damn good game for us last night.
Yeah. That's one of those where you got to, just be ready, be ready, be ready. That's all you got to tell them all year, right? Because at one point you're going to get that shot in the game. Dude made the most of it against a couple big receivers, like you said, DK. You had Washington he broke one up on, and top 37 in coverage grade in the NFL. You probably take out a few of those two and one game players. He's probably top 32 easy cover corner, per grade in the NFL. We have a dog right there. I mean, again, you get a little chip on your shoulder maybe when you're that late pick. We thought it was going to be, guy from Penn State. I can't even remember his name right now, but it ended up being our 7th round pick from
Kalen King, right?
Yeah, Kalen King. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yep. 2-0 for this says talking about Valentine is the only one who can run with the big dogs one-on-one. He looks so unathletic when he runs, though, LOL. Especially when he does that little wobble thing back to the – my God, he cracks me up.
He got a little silly body on him.
Yeah, a little silly body, just a little bit. So, again, Carrington Valentine, I thought played pretty darn good last night. So, Micah Parsons is the big one that kind of catches you off guard here. His PFF grade on the night, 58.6. Obviously, he beat a triple team for that 1 sack. I don't know what they seen on tape to think that he played that bad. I thought he had a pretty good night. Seemed like he was drawing a lot of attention. I don't know how you can give somebody a negative mark when they're getting double teamed. You know what I mean? That just seems weird. To me, it should be just by default a positive grade because you're literally eating a +1 hat count, So yeah. I don't know if that makes any sense. But Quay Walker, they graded out pretty bad, a 56.3. Tackle grade 78.3, run defense grade 54.9, coverage grade of 58.6. I disagree with that grade. I thought Quay looked fine last night. I didn't see one play where I was like, and I've made 2 passes through the tape. I didn't see one play where I was like, Quay, what are you doing? Not one. So I don't know what they've seen there for sure. Keyshawn, that doesn't surprise me. Obviously a rough night at the office, 42.7 PFF grade. And let's see how many penalties. Do we know how many penalties he had? Of course, they don't have them. Let's see if this is the screen that pulls them up. There's one screen that shows you pretty easily. Guess we're not going to get it here. Penalties. So he had 2 last night is what he was graded with. So He's got 8 penalties on the year now, boys. That's becoming a little bit of an issue, don't you think?
You can't have that.
You just can't. And this goes hand in hand with what Matt LaFleur said, Tim, in the presser, right? Like, yeah, there's going to be competition between Carrington Valentine and Nate Hobbs, but also Keyshawn Nixon's in that competition as well. So
yeah, and I think the player that Keyshawn is, though, I think he'll get the message, and I think he'll respond, and I think he'll tighten up and come back, bounce back better. Right? We got to get right game for him. Opportunity here at home against Carolina teams. So. I fully believe that Keyshawn will respond for sure.
Right, because maybe if you just get a little bit of heat under it from Nate Hobbs isn't just fighting for that opposite corner spot. You might have him nipping at your heels for a couple of reps. That just sparks it a little bit, like you said, and he's going to respond the way he plays and the way he carries himself. But just that little bit of spark, I think you can get a turnaround.
Yep.
Definitely.
For sure.
ARR-57 in the chat said, this is why I don't rely on these. Both Micah and Quave are very impactful. I agree. And again, we don't treat this like the gospel. We like to hit it every week to try to take it, cross-check it with NFL Pro, and then you guys will see us watch the tape in Chalk Talk and kind of give you our analysis there. And Chalk Talk should be on Wednesday, I'm hoping. It might bleed into Thursday, but hopefully we can get to it by Wednesday if I have some extra time tomorrow to break down the tape. So I appreciate you swinging through, ARR. Appreciate it, man. All right, anything else on the defense you guys want to see, or are we good?
Kobe Wooden, low grade. I thought that, again, I don't think he should have graded out that low. I mean, did that look like the worst game of his season? Because according to PFF, it was, and I didn't see that.
I didn't either. Even with that 41.3 though, Tim, on 38 snaps, still 67.7 on the year, just to show you how he's played this year, right? So again, I didn't come away feeling like Kobe played bad. I didn't. How about you, Emilio? Did you see anything last night that made you think he played bad?
No, nothing crazy. Maybe we just kind of got outside on a couple of the gaps here and there. But I think he was the one where it was Keyshawn was getting moved. Maybe it was Devontae Wyatt, but one of them, Keyshawn was getting blocked around at the end of the play at the whistle. And dude just came over and just shoved the corner off, or just shoved the wide receiver off Keyshawn. Like, all right, I still got your back, man. It's just that team mentality, that the defense, the offense, everybody has in there.
Definitely.
Yep.
All right, so there you go. There are your PFF grades for Week 8 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think we should just wrap it up there, guys. You got anything? Oh, I'm sorry. If you're watching this video later, this defensive breakdown here, the PFF grades, throw in the comments. Let us know what you think. Is there any grades you agree with, disagree with? Maybe is there something they missed? And make sure you hit subscribe, click that bell icon so you're notified here in the future when we go live. So with that being said, fellas, y'all got anything else you want to hit on? I think we've probably tired of seeing each other's ugly mugs today, man. We've been on 2 live streams together. We've done about 3 hours here, so total for the day. So anything else y'all want to hit?
We can just say hi to AFAM in the chat, being a hater. AFAM, don't you have a Chiefs game to be watching right about now? Isn't there a Kansas City Chiefs game you should be watching? Just wanted to say hi.
I noticed AFAM ain't got much to say about Jordan here lately.
No, yeah, a little quiet. Give him a minute, though. He might pop back in the chat.
Well, instead of saying J-Lo looked good, he just came back with Rodgers looked real bad. There you go. So
right. That makes sense.
We love you.
You're AFAM's the most positive one we have in the chat for sure.
Speaking of Chiefs, Nick McSwain, Jordan Love has had his 16th career start with multiple pass TDs and 0 ints. Only NFL player in history with more such games in their first 40 starts is Mr. AFAM's Patrick Mahomes.
Me too.
I love it.
Maybe that's why AFAM
Mr.
hates
AFAM's Patrick Mahomes. I love it.
Maybe that's why AFAM hates Jordan Love, is he sees Jordan Love creeping up on Pat Mahomes' intricate stats here. That might be it, right? So, yeah.
It's true.
All right. Drew D says, AFAM's a Packers fan. He just likes playing the heel. That's what I tell myself anyways. There you go, Drew. Appreciate it. Look at this. Look at this. Somebody screen grab it.
Oh, screenshot.
Love looked like he's ascending. We'll take that, AFAM. Clap it up.
Right.
All right. All right. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. And then he went on to say Patrick Mahomes is AFAM's prince. So,
wow.
All right, guys, that's going to do it. I'm tired. I ain't going to lie. I'm going to go take some NyQuil. Every day I wake up thinking about got this thing kicked, and it pops right back up. So we're definitely going to hit the Tussin tonight and call it an early night for sure. But before we do, Tim, tell them about this awesome charity we're partnered with here for the month of October as it's getting ready to wrap up here soon.
Yeah, just a few days left. OperationHorsesHeal.org is where you can go to donate. As you know, we're partnered up with them on this opportunity to raise a little money so that they can get a truck and a trailer for the horses, bring the horses directly to the veterans as they do these equine therapy programs, and giving these veterans and their family members the space and environment to allow for their own kind of self-guided wellness journey. Each donation that you guys put out until Friday, right? Friday's the 31st. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Until Friday gives you an entry to win the autographed Romeo Dobbs jersey. So make sure you go to OperationHorsesHeal.org/how can I help, or you can scan the QR code in your upper right hand of your screen, or you can go to Clayton's X page, and there's a link there directly as well. So we appreciate any donation. And if you can't donate, hey, it's all good. Just help us spread the word. And we want to get some traffic to that website and check out what these guys are doing over there, because it really is helping those who help us. And it's something that we're proud to be a part of, and we'd like you to be a part of it too. So OperationHorsesHeal.org/how can I help.
Perfect. All right, that's going to do it, guys. Appreciate everybody's time today. Everybody in the chat, thank y'all so much. Y'all been in here all day long with us, hanging out as we did the morning show, obviously a Victory Monday, and then hopping back in here in the evening. We don't take it lightly that y'all choose to spend your evening with us. So make sure you hit like on the way out. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button as well. We'll be back tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central for PTA Live. I'm sure that we'll get all kinds of information coming down the pike, as obviously Matt was at the podium earlier today. And we'll kind of get the stage set for the next game we got coming up, which is a quick look at the schedule. We got the Carolina Panthers coming into Lambeau this Sunday, followed by a huge matchup, a battle between two of the best teams in the NFC on Monday Night Football the following week. Get the Eagles coming into town at Lambeau, man. So going to be a fun couple weeks breaking everything down as we get a little bit closer to the playoffs. So with that being said, everybody have a wonderful evening. As always, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world, and go Pack go.
There we go.
Nice.
Bye, guys.